Hey, it's Mel, and today I'm doing a video on Shakespeare Inspired Web Series. Now, that may sound very specific, but as someone who has looked into it, there are a lot of Shakespeare Inspired web series on YouTube, and I have had the pleasure of watching all/most of 5 of them, and I am here today to talk to you about them because I'm sort of obsessed. Now, I really like Shakespeare. I just finished studying The Tempest and I thought it was hilarious. I really like Shakespeare, if you couldn't tell. I've always had a love of Shakespeare, and then watching these reignited that love. So first I want to talk about Nothing Much to Do, which is a vlog style web series based on Much Ado About Nothing, but instead of princes and noblemen and soldiers talking about marrying these girls, it's about these New Zealand high schoolers and the football team and captain, which is Peter/Pedro Donaldson instead of Don Pedro, which I still think is hilarious. And there's these two kids that are obsessed with Sherlock, so they're like, we're detectives instead of the actual police people in the play. They didn't have much budget for this because it was like their first thing, but it was really good, hilarious. It also happens to be a musical because there's this character in Much Ado About Nothing called Balthazar, and occasionally there's a song within the play, so the guy made those songs into proper songs. And then the next web series that I want to talk about is the sequel of Nothing Much to Do, and that is Lovely Little Losers, which is loosely based on Love Sleepers Lost. I couldn't find a single person who actually knew what the plot of Love Sleepers Lost was, so I'm just gonna have to trust them on that one, because I'm pretty sure that Shakespeare didn't write a play about 4 New Zealand uni student flatmates who create ridiculous rules which ruins everyone's relationship, while 2 out of 4 of the flatmates try and set the other 2 up, and they're both guys, and it's just they've been in love with each other for years, and it's a mess, but it's great. And there's an entire episode where every character and some extra ones just play a Lord of the Rings game because New Zealand. It is my favourite web series out of all of them because it's just the best, and I keep just rewatching episodes all the time. Most of the characters are the same characters from Nothing Much to Do, but some of them are new, and that's really interesting. And next we have the only ongoing series in this list, and that is Bright Summer Night, and that was created by the same people that created Nothing Much to Do and Lovely Little Losers, but this one's set within that universe. So basically 2 characters that we introduced in Lovely Little Losers as side characters supposedly created this web series, and because it's not vlog style like the other 2, it's properly filmed. It includes quite a bit of the side characters as just people in this house, because it's based on Midsummer Night's Dream, but instead of being in a forest, it's in a house party, and instead of the mechanicals being workers from the town, it's the person whose house it is, little sister, and all of her friends who want to put on just something for everyone. And instead of magic and fairies, it's this non-binary kid with drugs, and one of the 4 lovers, one of the guys, is actually a gender neutral person or fluid person, and it's just really cool. So far it has 6 episodes and it's gonna have 10, I believe. The next series I want to talk about is Call Me Katie, it's based on The Taming of the Shrew, the same way that 10 Things I Hate About You is based on The Taming of the Shrew, because if something was actually a direct interpretation of it, it would be a horror movie, because you don't want to know what happens in that play. But it follows the same basic structure, how there's this girl, and similarly to 10 Things I Hate About You, she's a feminist that's raging on about how Shakespeare was possibly a horrible person, and which is meta, I guess. And then she has to fake date this guy that she doesn't really like, because otherwise her sister wouldn't be allowed to date anyone. And then there's all these other characters, and there was one episode where they played the game of life, but then one person was a superhero, one person was a supervillain, and they destroyed the government, which was fun. This series is also in the vlog style thing, and it includes George Squared, which is possibly the dorkiest and loveliest of all romances that I have ever seen. And this one also includes gender fluid people, so sensing a theme there, especially if you include Carmilla, which we're not. I mean, it was based on a book, but it wasn't based on Shakespeare, and that is the theme of all of these. And the last series is one that recently ended, I think, and that is called 12th Grade or whatever, and it's based on 12th Night, but it's like way better than 12th Night. It's just great. It's vlog style, and instead of being like the play and every movie based on the play, it did not pull a no homo at the end, and everyone ends up queer. Like literally every single character that is introduced. There's also 3 canonically non-cis people, which is also fun. It's not as like high quality as some of the other series that I've talked about, but it does deal with a lot about mental health and stuff, because the main female character like can't leave her house because she's like terrified of all of the outside germs and stuff. Those were the 5 web series that I just really needed to talk about in Shakespeare and stuff. Also musicals, and also all of these were just like Shakespeare but gay. I'll link to where you can watch all of them down below. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!